The new vaccine debate now on whether your employer can require you to get a vaccination. ABC's Deirdre Bolton is here with more on that part of the story. Deirdre, good morning.
Good morning. With the Delta variant throwing a wrench in many companies' back to the office plans.
From various hospitals to big banks and more than 400 colleges and universities, some businesses across the country are now demanding employees get the vaccine.
I urge every employer, go to whatever form of mandate you are comfortable with, because it will help us fight COVID.
This week, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio pleaded with private employers to impose vaccination requirements as workers begin to head back to the office. And it's not the only city. San Francisco is requiring all of its municipal employees get vaccinated once the vaccines receive full approval from the FDA.
It was important for me to make sure that we set an example with our workforce.
In sports, the NFL sent a memo to players strongly urging them to get vaccinated, saying teams will forfeit and be slapped with a loss if a game is canceled because of a COVID-19 outbreak among unvaccinated players. And neither team's players will be paid. As for corporations, Morgan Stanley and BlackRock will bar unvaccinated employees from their New York offices. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase are making it mandatory for U.S.-based staff to disclose their vaccination status.
Many companies are so anxious to get back to work, and I think they are imposing vaccine policies, and employees do need to be aware of that.
Generally, legal experts say that employees can be fired for refusing the vaccine. There are exceptions for medical or religious reasons, but to be sure, the law community is going to have a very busy next few years. Matt?
Yeah, Deirdre, thank you so much. The legal ramifications of this are something we're watching. Joining us now, legal analyst Areva Martin. Areva, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So the first question is, people want to know, can employers legally require employees to get a vaccine?
The simple answer is yes, Matt. An employer can require its employees to be vaccinated. There is actually a Supreme Court case dating back to 1905 that upheld vaccine mandates for smallpox in the state of Massachusetts. And we've recently seen federal courts, both in Texas and in Indiana, uphold mandates that were implemented, one by the hospital in Texas and a university in Indiana.
I think a lot of people want to know, too, what protections or options do workers have in this situation?
There are some exceptions, Matt. If you have a disability, if you have some kind of medical condition that would allow you to opt out of a vaccine, that may be applicable if your employer goes to a mandate. Also, if you have a religious belief that prevents you from getting a vaccine, you may be able to use that. But generally speaking, employers can impose, rules, restrictions, regulations on its employees, and courts have upheld them. An employer can tell you on Friday, everyone has to wear green to work, and that would be considered legitimate. So employees have few options if they don't have a medical condition or a religious exemption.
So it sounds as if there will be a number of court challenges, but they won't succeed.
I think you're right about that, Matt. We're going to see a lot of litigation around this issue, employees who are going to challenge these mandates. But so far, federal district courts, like I said, have already upheld mandates, and there is that Supreme Court case. So I don't think employees are going to have many options. Some will have to opt out and decide they perhaps want to work someplace else. But employers at this point have the upper hand as it relates to vaccine mandates.
The ongoing legal battle will certainly be fascinating to watch. Areva Martin with us this morning. Areva, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.